So I have an update on the UFC situation. Dana White released a video just a few minutes ago.
What's up? What are they going to do?
The fights will go on.
Will the audiences continue to attend?
No. A lot of the fights are being moved to the UFC Institute in Vegas, in that little tough arena where it's like seating for like 100 or something like that.
Dude, I'm interested in this.
It's going to be quiet.
It's going to be quiet, but maybe I'm making this up. I wonder if the production value will get better than ever. You know, will there be cameras on the ceiling? Will there be drones flying? I don't know what the fuck. If they own the whole building and the building is smaller and it's a thing.
Let's go to Khabib's asshole cam. As you can see, his colon is working overtime.
Oh, this man's been working his kegels. I don't know.
We're going to the Joe Rogan forehead cam. Let's go live now.
I want to hear Rogan and Cormier. I hope Rogan and Cormier are the commentators on that. They're my favorite duo. They probably are. I'm psyched for that. I'm psyched that it's still going. I was kind of hoping it didn't happen during my trip, but my friends are all talking about canceling the trip or moving it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that would make sense. You should move it.
Look, you should probably move that.
It's in April.
I think that this is going to be worse.
This will be worse in April. Yeah.
I think that it's going to be worse. I think that, like, they're talking about there could be as many as 100,000 cases just in Ohio. Like, we're just not testing enough, it seems.
Yeah.
We just don't have any idea how many people are infected right now. I know it sounds silly and like apocalyptic mode. I think preppers are legitimately silly. If you're doing it with the mindset of like, yeah, it's kind of fun, right? The same way that, like, you do mixed martial arts because it's like, hey, if this super duper rare scenario came down, I could defend myself.
For a lot of them, it seems
the
like
same reason you learn tactical shooting. Like, hey, if my home were invaded by gun-wielding insurgents, this seems more likely than any of those things at this point. And again, I think that three of us are all safe. But Woody's got a young boy at his house. He's got a baby that stops by there quite a bit. His parents are older. My parents are older.
Is Colin the young boy, or is there another one I'm unaware of? Am I a pedo in this situation?
See, that was a test. I wanted to know. I never know. I wanted to know.
Okay.
And if you were like, how did you know about?
Yeah, I didn't
Jimmy?
know that you knew.
How did you know about little Jimmy? Who's been talking? Jackie!
How did you know about Slave Bob?
No, but like, if I had a family, I would feel. No,
like you shouldn't travel.
I'm not going to put myself in your shoes.
I don't know.
I don't know. It seems like a dangerous situation right now.
I'll tell you what, United, I think it's United we're going through. They're offering free rescheduling. So
all right.
Dude, cruise ships are so desperate to get any kind of business right now. I got an email solicitation from some cruise company that is offering a 15-day cruise, all alcohol included, all food included, for $600 for 15 days.
I'll say this: if
That's
I were
ludicrous.
If I were a free man, I would be in South Korea right now, living it up big time.
That's one of the worst countries for this, right?
It's the cheapest place in the world to ball like a rock star right now. Do you know what Airbnb mansions are going for in South Korea right now? Forget about Corona. They just fired 3 rockets from North Korea out the other day, right? Like, it is a scary place to be. Nobody's coming in there to rent homes and apartments and villas. I could get a villa. You know what those whores are going for over there right now? Pennies on the dollar.
A friend of mine is a military guy. He's in South Korea right now.
We're talking about DMZ pussy.
He was supposed to go home at the end of this month. And he's not. He's staying for a while. They're not letting the soldiers go home.
Yeah. And we're going to get it worse than fucking like Italy in the long run, I would guess. Because like, at least most of those European countries and Russia and Israel and shit were like, yeah, fuck it. Fucking borders closed. Nothing. Nobody gets in. No potential fucking, communicable people coming in. We're still not even doing that. I know we cut off fucking Europe.
Yeah,
but we're still letting people fly in on like special allowances and stuff, and people can come in from other countries. Like we shouldn't be letting anybody in unless if we can't even afford to test people who live here. Jesus Christ!
Their best.
You might be right about that. I feel like I don't know the answer. Like Mexicans don't have it, right? Maybe, I don't know. Do we need
No, we got the Dos Equis.
to? But here's what I'm predicting. I think I said at the top of the show, they're going to find some way to give government money, public money, to wealthy people. And say, it's for your benefit, Taylor. I swear to God, if I just pay your boss enough, he'll give you something, I think, maybe.
They already did that $1.5 trillion,
corporate tax
influx
cut
into the stock market today, didn't they?
Oh, I'm out of date then. I don't know. Probably.
Something along those lines. Yeah. So like it's funny, like rich people start to lose money on the stock market and everyone on the Hill is like,
yeah.
Everybody who pays my salary, I only make $190,000 a year. People are going to wonder why I'm worth $35 million. Like
public losses, private gains. It's, when I heard Italy was like making it so mortgages were suspended, I was like, what?
That's
they did something for
people. Yeah.
Who does things for people? I thought government was for businesses.
That's what a government should be.
If you told me they were doing $1 billion in oil subsidies in America because the prices went down, I'd say, yeah, that sounds about American. If you told me that they were going to let regular people skip on mortgage payments and just delay it for a couple months, no way that happens here. Nothing like that has ever happened in my lifetime, my parents' lifetime. Like, that's just not a thing we do. We don't help people.
Yeah, it won't happen. Our government's not going to help people here.
Rich people.
Fucking nonsense.
That's a different thing.
Rich people. They've always done that because the government is just owned by rich people. So, they're helping their owners basically.
I think, I don't sign off all the time, but I think I am this time. That sounds right. The reason rich people buy politicians is they get a good return on investment.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they'd stop buying them.
Yes. It's like, do you think people like Bloomberg and Sheldon Adelson are like, wasted another 100 million, darn. And now he's ignoring my calls. It's like, no, when that guy, fucking Macron in France or Putin in Russia or fucking whoever in Saudi Arabia, they ring the phone. The president takes a couple more rings than when Sheldon Adelson or Bloomberg or one of those guys does. When they do, it's just, sir, yes, fucking sir, whatever you want, sir.
When Goldman Sachs paid Hillary Clinton, I think $625,000 for a 13-minute speech, and then they said, we'll take another one. I know that they didn't buy a speech. Don't be dumb. They're not buying speeches. They're buying influence and return. Yeah. And the fact that they're repeat customers says something to me.
Yeah, no senior stockbroker was sitting in that lecture hall with Hillary being like, fuck. Are you getting this? Fuck, dude. These are smart ideas.
Can you imagine?
Like none of them were doing that.
She was telling these people like how Brazilian economy was going to grow or something along those lines. It's just like you said, none of them who were paying for that were like, dude, tell me more. I want to know.
It's the same way that art works, where they'll be like, oh, this drawing of a trapezoid went for 102 million. And it's like, this is just money laundering that's allowed because it's rich people and nobody's going to come after them. Like that's all that high art sales is moving money around for cheap.
I forget the cliche. Like if it doesn't sell for $500,000, take it off the wall and put it back up for $1 million.
Yeah. That sounds like a saying. I believe you. Yeah, that art world is crazy. But yeah, the whole Corona thing, I'm interested to see how it pans out. Part of me, is interested to see what will happen if it gets really terrible. And the other part of me is just hoping that it goes away before it gets bad. But it seems like we've kind of crossed the going away bridge. Like we've ignored the testing and the public health,
I have no idea. So of course, we've seen the last couple pandemic threats turn into nothing. This one's already something, but at least in my little sphere of visibility, the reaction to it is something. Canceling March Madness, canceling NBA, NHL, removing the crowds from Ellen DeGeneres and UFC. The reaction is a big deal. People getting sick. How many confirmed cases do we have in America?
See, that's the thing. Okay. I was looking at some chart where it showed the number of available testing kits per million individuals in a country, and it was like South Korea, fucking 3,500 kits per million people. This other country, 2,000. Italy, 1,500. The United States has 5 kits per million residents.
That's
5.
Yeah.
The CDC has done 77 tests this week. That's it. And so it's like, it's pretty easy to say, oh, we don't even have any confirmed cases. And it's like, oh, really? How would we, how would we figure out a confirmed case? Oh, we can't. Interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up. Like I was thinking, like, what if I get sick? And I think maybe I've got this thing.
Mm-hmm.
What is my next step?
You got nothing, dude. You're going to go to whatever your local hospital is. You're going to say,
no,
I think I have
I'm
coronavirus.
not.
I'm saying if you did, you would go. You would say, I think I have coronavirus. They would tell you that they don't have a testing kit and put you on a list, and that would be it. They probably, you could get some drugs for like a normal flu relief, which would probably help
I don't know
because
what
you're
I'm supposed to do. Like I feel like what should happen is I should be able to call a number and be like, hey, I think I have the coronavirus. And they should either mail me a kit or send a person to my house.
That is what should happen. What you might not know, and we've done this a bunch of times, it's been good. We call our health insurance and say, these are our symptoms. What's our next step? Like, like we're new parents. My kid's coughing or something. Like this is what I'm looking at. I don't really know about sick kids yet. This is my first one. And there's a person on the insurance company who's an actual nurse who says, see your doctor tomorrow. Get that kid to the hospital right now. And they have liability. Like they care. It's not just, like they care because there's money. But yeah. Anyway, that is the thing. That is probably what I would do. I, call them and be like, these are my symptoms and I'm nervous. And what's my next step? Because you don't want to go to the hospital for a flu.
Of course not.
They might fuck you over.
And what most people are doing is just going, I'm not that sick. I can go work at Quiznos again. Like,
yeah.
I think if I literally get sick, I'm just going to go on Instacart and order Dayquil and NyQuil. And that's it.
If you have a hard time breathing, you should talk to a professional. Because that's one of the differentiators.
Yeah.
If you're shortness of breath, if that's one of your symptoms,
I don't think they can treat it. I don't think they can treat coronavirus. I'd be like.
Yeah, the treatments they're offering are similar to their treatments for the common flu, where it's like, all right, well, take this pill if you catch it early.
Yeah, there's nothing to be done about.
Otherwise, take NyQuil and try and get some sleep.
I think there is some stuff that you guys haven't covered. Like, I think there's some treatments that would be similar to asthma, like nebulizers and breathing machines and shit like that. If it came to that,
I was on those as a kid. Yeah.
Okay.
A nebulizer.
Like a full-on breathing machine. Like it's like a mini air compressor. With like hoses that run out of it to a this inhaler that has like a bottle of liquid medicine in it, and it's vaporizing that, and I would have to inhale like all this vapor to deal with my bronchitis and allergies every year.
Is it like an asthma huffer or asthma, whatever it's called?
No, it's like there's a whole there's an air compressor. Like there's this little machine, like we called it a breathing machine. A
rebreather.
And it's just like you flip a switch and it would go brrr, like an air compressor, and it's just.
What did you have?
Like acute bronchitis and severe allergies as a kid. Every season.
My friend